Let's think for a second about what could go wrong or what mistakes you might make when you're first trying to learn, connect, and complete. Well, there's a few things. The first is the temptation at times when you're trying to practice this skill to what we call shoot the ducks. And it goes something like this. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mark McGrath with McGrath Communications Group. Really glad you're here today. There's a few things we'd like to talk to you about, and we think you're going to find them very helpful. Essentially, you just line the audience up, one thought at a time, shoot them. Boom, 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 boom. Don't do that. The second sort of suggested approach, which does not help you, we call the windshield wiper effect, and it looks like this. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mark McGrath with McGrath Communications Group. Really glad you're here today. There's some things, you get the point, right? Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Again, not very helpful. What we are, in fact, suggesting is that you randomly move around the audience, one thought at a time. I actually don't have enough concentration levels when I'm presenting to be able to plan a grid, a strategy for my eye contact. I don't have enough. You'd see smoke coming out of my ears. But essentially what I do is I just wait till I find one person, make eye contact with them, finish my thought to them, and randomly move around the audience one thought at a time. The second way to practice that so that it doesn't seem artificial or mechanical is to vary the lengths of the thoughts that you make. Now, what sometimes happens when the nerves are running, the adrenaline's pumping, you're in a hurry, you want to scan the room, that's what your nerves are suggesting would be helpful, and so you try to just quickly control your eyes. And it might look like, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mark McGrath. Really glad to be here today. Every thought's the same. Sporadic bursts of sound. So even though it's connecting and finishing that thought, completing it, doesn't really look really good, does it? So vary the lengths of your thoughts. Think in sentences, not in phrases. And that will slow you down and make your eye contact that much more meaningful. So you want to vary the lengths of your thoughts. Keep your tone conversational. Legitimately have a conversation with that one person. Now, some of you might actually add, but can't you stay too long with one person? Can't you sort of lock eyes with one friendly face, and couldn't it be too long? Absolutely yes. We're not saying connect and complete all of your thoughts. That can get a little weird. So instead of just sort of finding one friendly smiling face, which is frankly a real temptation, and dump all your thoughts on that friendly face, one thought at a time. Just move. Boom, boom, boom. Move around the room randomly. Think in sentences, not phrases. Now, where can you practice this? I don't think the mirror would be very helpful. Again, there's really only your eyes and your eyes in a mirror. So every time you are in any kind of public setting, anytime you're around a water cooler, anytime you're standing in a small group of people, anytime you're talking with your family, around the table, at dinner, any place where you are engaging people in a conversation, concentrate on finishing your thought to that one pair of eyes before you move to the next thought. So concentrate on finishing that in any context. Realistically, will you go into your next presentation and do this all 100% of the time? Probably not. But if you work at holding your eyes on that person till you finish your thought and then silently move, find another pair of eyes and finish that thought, you'll find it much more effective. One other thing, if you do that, most of the time, you will have a radical reduction in the number of, like that we throw into our conversation. If you think about it, is a search engine sound. It's your hard drive spinning, looking for vocabulary while you're still in print mode. And since it hasn't found the word yet, it prints garbage characters. So your eyes drop to the floor or they up to the ceiling, depending on how you're wired. Your jaw drops and out comes this incredibly intelligent noise while you look for language. But here's the magic. If you hold your thought, finish it with one person, and then move to another pair of eyes, that brief silence buys your brain all of the time that it needs to find the next thought. So when you use connect and complete, most of the time you will find a huge reduction in the number of ums. Because if you think about it, best you, right? When you are one-on-one with somebody and you have a point to make, you almost never look them straight in the eye and say, your brain knows how to find vocabulary. If you pause, look them in the eye, it will buy you all the time you need to find the word. You won't need the ums. So again, when you're practicing, practice finishing your thought. That's stage one of practice. Finish your thought before you move. Stage two, find another pair of eyes before you start speaking. So find them, finish, stage one. Silently find another pair of eyes before you start speaking, stage two. And that way, if you build that practice in stages, you will increase the amount of connection you have with your audience. They will find you much more trustworthy, much more engaging. They will be paying attention to you because you will be conveying that you are actually speaking to them as individuals. Does that make sense? So, connect and complete is part of the presenter's craft. But the question is, what do you do now if you're trying to do that and you have to present slides? Let's move on to react to your visuals.